Hey, I'm Doug Craig, co-founder of Fathers Being Involved, and this is another episode of Fatherhood Fridays. So, the title of today's message, I'm calling it Sweat Equity to Sweet Legacy. Sweat Equity to Sweet Legacy. Let me explain what I'm talking about. Sweat equity is commonly known as unpaid labor invested into a piece of property like real estate, or it could be, just fertile ground, and you work it. You invest your time and you sweat to have a positive outcome, all right, to restore or to develop the property or the piece of real estate. But for the sake of this conversation, let's put a little sweat equity into our children so that ultimately our legacy is greater. Let me explain something to you. Now, I'm always putting my own personal, I'll call it dirty laundry, or things I'm not always proud of, but that's a part of helping others. You put your information on the table. And as simple as this is, it's a major one. When I was coming up, I was horrible when it came to doing my homework. I really didn't kick in on doing my homework till 9th grade, because I started at a high school that it was kicking me behind. The schoolwork was incredible for me starting at 9th grade, but I hadn't developed a routine, or I hadn't built it into my self as a student to be diligent about my homework. So because I embraced that personal shortcoming or personal deficiency, I embraced that and I try to instill that in, for instance, my son. I preach all the time about how important it is. Get your homework out the way, Douglas. Get it out the way. All right? Why am I teaching that to him now? He's in 3rd grade. He does exceptionally well. I'm so proud of him. But I'm doing that for him now so he doesn't have to freak out in 9th grade like I did. All right? So that he will develop a pattern of diligence and success. So that today it's homework, but a few years from now, it's studying for the final exam. A few years later, it's studying and doing research for a thesis, or it's studying and doing research to develop a business so that my son can be successful. So the sweat that I had to invest was that bad feeling of admitting my inability to do my homework. I had to admit that to my son. And so as far as I see it, I gave him a 5-6 year head start on really pushing that message. Actually, it was more than that, because he's been doing his homework quite diligently since he started school. So all's well. But at any rate, the point I'm making is, let's invest in our children. Even if we embrace our shortcomings, the things that we may have messed up, our mistakes, let's embrace them for what they were and change it so that your children or your child can improve and become better. And that is the making of a legacy. When you can tell your children your mistakes, your flaws, your shortfalls, and they take it, run with it, and do better, that brings greatness to your name and your legacy. All right? Simple, but that's the way it is for today. I'm Doug Craig, co-founder of Fathers Being Involved, and we need your support, your time, your talent, your encouragement, and maybe even your donations. We need you. And we're doing a great work, and it's only getting bigger and better as the days go by. So I want to first thank you for the help that you've given us so far, and I'm going to thank you in advance for everything that is ahead. All right? Thank you again. I'm Doug Craig, Fathers Being Involved. See ya. Bye-bye.